Welcome to Camping with Keith. Figured I'd do a live tonight for a little bit before I cook supper. Just sitting here bored, anyways. Then we were camping at my new spot that I've got. Boy, it's kind of a bummer. I walked into the woods today, and I walked in to see. I had some tarps that were stashed in this little cubby area. Like it's hard to. I mean, in my previous videos you can see it, but it's like a air duct that was made out of plastic, and had like a comforter stashed in there. I had two tarps, and there was a broken chair in there. I come walking into the woods, and I seen like it looked like a piece of a tarp out of the corner of my eye, and I go to walk up too close, and here's my two tarps laying just right out in the open with the broken chair on top of it. And then I seen that I had my comforter, and it was ripped up and just just thrown everywhere. So it's like I can't believe people are so ignorant and stupid that I don't know why they would do something like that. They took my pillow and threw it up in a tree. So the only thing I think of is maybe some kids come over there messing around and shit. But when I was raised, when I was a kid, I'd never do anything like that. Mess with something that's not mine. First of all, second of all, I think I would have enough common sense to realize that maybe that's somebody's. Uh, they need that to sleep out here. I don't know. Just people are so ignorant nowadays. So I'm glad on the 5th I start driving, then I can hit the road and start doing some of these videos at new locations, like not just a new part of the woods. Like this here is not the same woods I normally camp in. I'm glad that I moved because this spot here seems to be, it's pretty hidden. I mean, even if you're walking up to it, you can't see it. I got two tarps, and I'm thinking of putting a second one on the roof of this shelter, and then the other one, and just leave it here for extras for something if I need it. I should have let people know in advance that I was going to go live tonight, but check in. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good night. Decided to come out here and camp. It's a little cold, but we got a nice little fire going, so it makes it all good. I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? Yep, I'm camping. Got my spot. I mean, you can have my little fire going, and camera set back up. Damn it, why do I even have to move it? There, that's better. Yep, I'm camping. Just hanging out here. Decided to go live. I was gonna make. Last time I was out here, I went live. A few people checked in. Man, I got 9 people in here. That's cool as hell. Usually, I only got a few in here. Man, I'm glad to see everybody. Bedhead, bald head. Oh yeah, yeah. I've had a bald head for a while. I'll probably for my mid-20s. I donated my hair. I had it. It grew. I grew it down my butt, and one day I just decided that I had enough of it. It was just. It was. I had a job that I was constantly on my knees doing carpet work, and my ponytail was always in my mouth, and I was just got sick of it one day and just cut it off and donated it to Locks of Love. It's something for cancer. People that have cancer, they use the hair as a wig. Yep, I'm all alone. I'm always all alone. I don't have anybody that wants to come out here and do this kind of crap. I got people that ask me all the time, why are you going out there? You pay rent. You got a nice apartment. It's nice and warm, and you're out there freezing your ass off. Well, I'm not out here freezing. If I dress for it and I'm prepared, I mean, it's more fun than anything. Don't mind me. I'm just tossing wood on the fire. Yeah, it's a brisk night. Crickets are back. You can hear them chirping again. That's nice. The birds are all back too. Because last time I was out here, I woke up in the morning. And they were so loud. There was like hundreds of birds just all around me. But yeah, it's a new spot I got. It's tucked back, and I don't have to worry about anybody really finding this spot because it's a little bit hidden. I was talking about earlier. I had some stuff I had stashed in a cubby area. It's like a cubby. I don't know how to describe. It's an old air duct that's made out of plastic, and it was like had two little areas in it you could stash stuff. And I had a nice comforter stashed in there, and it had two tarps. And somebody got into there and destroyed the blankets and the tarps, and just threw the trash everywhere. Threw one of my pillows up in the tree. So I'm glad I moved my spot. This one is too far for somebody to find, and there's a lot of work to get to here. Got to walk through, got to cross three creeks, cross a swampy area, and kids nowadays don't even want to mess with anything like that. They're gonna want to get their Jordans dirty. I just don't understand why people would come out here and just like tear up all that crap just for no damn reason. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm built different, but I just wouldn't mess with anybody else's stuff, even as a kid. I knew not to do that shit. My mom would beat my ass if she found out I was doing stuff like that. But it's all good. On the 5th, I start driving everybody, and I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to start doing lives like all over the place. I got a lot of ideas floating, places I want to go visit. I used to kind of do this before, like in my early 20s. I'd go out camping and I'd go places that weren't like designated camping areas, like campgrounds, and I would go back somewhere and get an axe and cut down a couple trees, like at a lake or something like that. And then I'd make that spot, and you could camp there, and you wouldn't be bothered by anybody. That's kind of what I do now, and so I didn't even know it was called stealth camping back then. But yeah, I did that for a while, and there's some spots I used to go to. Used to drive my car through a field, and then hide it back in the woods, and then we'd walk down to the lake and fish all night, and it was a blast. So I want to revisit all these areas and start doing some fishing videos and have a lot of fun. I just want to spice things up a little bit. So, crossing my fingers, I get this driving test taken care of. I'm glad to see some people come in to say hi tonight. Yeah, time for some barbecue. Hell yeah. I'm going to cook me up some hamburgers here. Probably the next hour, I'll start making my supper. Yeah, when I got here too, this one big tree that's been hanging over my head. That every time I kept looking at it, I was like, man, if that falls on me when I'm like sitting in my shelter at night, I'm gonna end up getting like hurt pretty bad. And I came here today, and from the wind and everything, it had moved the tree off of its base to where it snapped at the, and it was just hanging. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna come down. So I had to tear down my shelter. So when it fell, it didn't just destroy everything, and then it fell, broke in like two, three big pieces, and it fell in the creek. And I want to cross the creek and got part of the wood because it was so dry and nice. I didn't want to waste it, but yeah, now it's a lot safer. I don't have to worry about getting my head smashed in the middle of the night. We call them widowmakers for a reason. Yeah, I need to start doing some barbecue, like real barbecue out here. I always bring my pan and cook like a steak or hamburgers, but I've been experimenting a little bit. I made chili out here a few weeks ago, and I'm telling you, that was the best chili I've ever had. I still got it in me, man. I used to make really good chili, and I guess I still got it. But man, ate two big bowls of it. And then the next morning I ate a bowl, and then I ended up eating a bowl the next day. I had brought leftovers home. I never did that, but yeah, chili turned out excellent. The seasoning packets you get just kind of like that's supposed to be all you do. And I mean, you put them seasoning packets in and you follow the directions. I swear to God, the chili tastes like tomatoes. I want my chili to taste like chili, so I always have to add chili powder and like another half a pack of their seasoning, and then I double up on a lot of stuff, and it turned out excellent. So I'm gonna do that again. I'll get some barbecue sauce, cook up some chicken, some pork. I made a pork tenderloin out here the one time. I cut it up and put it in aluminum foil, and I didn't really like how that turned out. All the pieces just started kind of stuck together, and it was just like one big mass. It wasn't even like individual pieces of pork like I thought it would cook up. But I'm glad people, you guys come in to say hi. I appreciate the likes, the hearts, all that. I mean, it's I'm trying to build this channel up a little bit more to make it, more professional. I'm sorry I cuss and everything if people get bothered by that, but it's just kind of like I have a hard time not cussing, especially when I'm out in the middle of the wilderness. And but I try to like keep it as professional as I can. But I don't really make my content for children, so yeah, it's a nice night. Glad it came out. I was gonna come out yesterday, but I had some running around to do, and I decided after I got back to the house I didn't want to go back out, so I just shot for today. It's supposed to start raining the next couple of days, and it was like got up to I think 50 today or something like that, and then it's supposed to drop down to mid 30s tonight. But I brought a comforter to sit on and cover up with because the last time I wanted one it got pretty chilly, so I brought my heavy coats. I'm gonna keep warm. Smoke them if you got them. And then get my smoke on after I eat. Oh man, I gotta get my medical marijuana card this month coming up, or yeah, this next month I got to do that so I can get legit for my doctor. I get I have to do. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a heavy smoker, it can take 30 to 45 days to piss clean, and that's no shit. Because my one doctor, when I was going to see a pain management doctor, they found out I was smoking, and they're like, if you want to get back on your meds, you're gonna have to go 45 days without smoking, so you completely clean out. So yeah, it's not just a third 20 or 30 days thing, and it's guaranteed going to be out of your system. It could take up to 45 days, and if you're just smoking dabs all the time, you're probably going to have a probably fall into that category. I mean, it would take me a minute for it to get out of my system, and I'm my fat ass. All that THC accumulates in your fat cells, or gets in your fat or something. So I feel like even if you started losing weight or something, that would probably release that shit too. But yeah, it can take up to 45 days, but I wouldn't think you'd test positive after that. You got your new job, aren't you smoking now? That you got a new job, or you just doing that temporarily and don't want to mess things up if you decide to move on to somewhere else real quick? Like, cause I figured you'd be smoking again already. You smoke yourself like permanently, or it's in your body for the rest of your life. You'll die, and they'll dig you up someday, some archaeologists, and they'll be testing you. Like, well, one thing for sure is you like marijuana. Oh, I thought, yeah, I remember you said you were gonna clean out for a minute. That's cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to hit the road and shit. Go fishing, get out and fucking go here and go there. I want to hit the road and do some road trips. Break my vehicle in, man. That thing ain't never had nobody smoking that thing. I'm ready to smoke that motherfucker up. Oh shit, I got 100 subscriber. I was at 98 for like a minute. Shit, I'm at 100. Yeah, I'm at 100 subscribers. Woo! I appreciate all the like and all the love from everybody. It means a lot. Yeah, I don't know how many subscribers I'll ever like totally get. Even if I just got, well, hell, I didn't think I'd ever hit 100. I was just trying to get 50 so I could do lives, but now I'm up to 100, so maybe I'll hit 200, 300, get up to 1,000. I'm sure if I quit cussing and let my videos be for kids, I'd get more subscribers. But the point is, I don't feel like some of my content's like really kid oriented, especially if I'm cussing or talking about smoking bud and shit. But at least I'm responsible enough to like that where I just don't care. I mean, some people just make their videos and they're trashy as hell and they still make it and say so kids can watch it just so they can get more subs and they make their money doing that shit. I see some of them people out there, they got like 2, 3, 400 or 4 million subscribers. It's like, oh my god. So them people are banking money doing this shit, but I don't think I'll ever be able to make money off of what I do. If I made any money, I'd just go to camping gear. Did you get a prize? Yeah. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll give you some advice. Don't eat yellow snow. There. That's tip of the day. Yeah, I know that's the whole thing about the no comments if it's for kids. That's another reason why I just don't do it because I mean that's kind of crazy. I mean, I never understood. I guess it shields kids from trolls. I guess that would be one of the reasons why the comments you couldn't leave them because trolls can. Oh my god! Sometimes I go to sites and shit. I make comments that are pretty fucked up, but I mean everybody does that, and I think that was the part of the fun of YouTube in the beginning. But they kind of put the hammer down on some of the stuff that people were doing and some of the videos. I liked all the prank videos and like the real good prank ones, but now those are just every channel's gone. If they are a prank channel, it's nothing like it is now. Jonathan. Yeah, snow. I don't think we'll get any more snow for the year, which is fine with me. I camped out here at enough of that shit. I wanted the challenge, and I came out here. It was like one time it was like 17 degrees, and a freaking blizzard blew in. I'm so glad I did that. But would I do it again? I don't know. Maybe. I think if I had a hot tent, or I could put a little stove inside of it, I'd like to do something like that. Now with having a vehicle, I can actually have enough room to get something like that. Them little stoves, you got to maintain them a lot because you can only put a little bit of wood in them. But it just, I don't know. I'm high as fuck, man. Just fucking out here zoned out. But it's just nice to get away. My neighbors haven't been too bad the last week or so. They haven't been really keeping me up, so I haven't been too stressed out about that. They are good people. I mean, you don't ever hear them fight. I think they're into the drinking thing, but it's not like they're getting drunk and causing problems. And that's I don't have a problem with anybody that drinks, but the last people that were my neighbors made my life a living hell. But they made me come out here because if I didn't come out here, I was going to snap and hurt them. I couldn't stand them. They just everything they did pissed me off. And they moved in at 3 o'clock in the morning, started a party, and then it turns into an all-out brawl at 3:34 in the freaking morning. And this is the first day or night they're here. I put up with 3.5 months of that crap until they finally got evicted for not paying the rent because they had to spend all their money on booze. So I guess it's a good thing they were raging alcoholics, but man, it made my life a real. I mean, the whole block that we lived on, had issues with these people. They weren't even tweakers. Well, I don't know. Maybe they were. I didn't know everything that they did. I knew they smoked and I knew they drank. And I knew their drinking was it. They got up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, freaking excited, dapping each other up. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Just excited as hell because they could go at 6 o'clock in the morning and get their booze. So they'd leave right at 5:45 every freaking morning, slamming the doors, being loud as shit, coming back, giggling, just having a good old time. This is at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Then they start to drinking heavily again, and they go for a few hours. Then they fall asleep for maybe an hour. They never slept for longer than an hour because they had to come down and start drinking again. So it was just nonstop freaking drinking. There was no, and they'd just be up all night blaring their music, screaming and yelling, being stupid. And that shit just got old, man. And then the neighbors around were hearing it. And that's one thing that was good too, because the neighbors around us were having issues. And I mean, 31 times the cops were out there in that 3.5 month period of time for all kinds of weird shit. The cops showed up with these two girls that were like underage, and these dudes were in their 20s. And these girls showed up with the cops and said, "We met them online. We want to meet them." And the guy stole our phone. So the little punk motherfuckers stole their phone the first time they meet some little girls online and shit. So from that point on, I was not cool with these people at all. I didn't care how. I mean, they'd knock on my door. Hey man, we're making some barbecue. You want some? I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. I never accepted any gift that they offered me or anything like that. I just couldn't stand them. I called the cops on them twice, but the first time is because they were having a physical fight, and the second time is because the dude's roommate came down and begged me to call the cops. Said got his phone smashed. The guy won't let him sleep, and he needs me to call the cops. I'm like, I'm on that shit, bro. So that's the night the cops showed up and took the one dude away, and he was gone permanently. I don't care if people have fun. Shit, I partied my ass off for years. I was all about that lifestyle, so I don't even have a problem with people that party. It's just if your partying is affecting my lifestyle and I'm suffering because of what you're doing, then I have a problem with that. If you just drink and shit, and I hang out with people that drink, I don't even have an issue with that. It's just angry drunks and sloppy drunks are the ones that just get on my nerves. Yeah, Ohio's a kind of fucked up state to live in. If I want to get away from all this shit, I definitely don't live in Ohio. I mean, there's parts of Ohio that's not too bad. You get outside of Canton, it's where I stay at, and it's a lot better. This city is pretty grimy. Everybody's pretty much cutthroat. Want to make that quick cash, rob, steal, con. It don't matter. It's just this is a dirty ass city. Been here like I lived in Louisville when I was a kid, up till about 6 or 7. We moved from there to Hartville. Then I went to Alliance, where I was the only white boy in my school. I'm gonna talk about a freaking rough childhood when it come to that. Man, that sucked. I got jumped almost every day. Not by one black dude, but it'd be like by 10 or 15 kids chasing me the fuck home from school. I couldn't even ride my bike without getting freaking into a fight. I mean, it sucked so bad. And it was all because of my skin color. And it's amazing that I'm not a racist because of just half the shit that I've had happen to me. And it's like anytime I got robbed, ripped off, or any of that kind of shit, it's always been by black folks. So it's like, but over the years, I just I don't judge people on your skin color, but I do judge you on your, the way you carry yourself. I would like to do the van life. There's so many things I want to see. I'd love to see the Grand Canyon. Never seen Niagara Falls. I mean, there's so many places in between here, and like if I went from here to California, wouldn't be in California, but I always wanted to go out to Slab City. I did the hippie thing for a long time. I'm sure I could get along with everybody out there, but I have things I'm connected to here and can't, like doctors, and freaking sucks. If I did something like that, I'd have to get like a 6 month supply of all my medications just to that way I'd be all right for the trip across the United States. The vehicle's reliable enough to probably do something like that, but I'm definitely going to be into traveling up like to Michigan and hell, just anywhere that's beautiful and quiet and peaceful. Oh, I'm probably you probably meet all kinds of people going across the United States, running all kinds of crazy motherfuckers. And one thing for sure is I've never gave it. Well, one time I gave them a ride. They weren't hitchhiking, but they come up to me at the gas station when it was pouring down rain. And dude's like, "Man, I just got caught out in this rainstorm. Is there anybody could beg you to just give me a ride down the road?" And I paused for a minute, and I'm like, "Man." I'm like, I guess. I'm thinking, like, this better not bite me in the ass. Dude needs a ride to Highland Park, the worst part of Canton. I had never been there in my life. At that point, I just was told not to go there if you were white or didn't know anybody there. So I just stayed out of Highland Park. But I gave him a ride. He's like, "You want to burn one? You can come on in." I'm like, "No, I'm good, bro." Offered me $2. I'm just like, "No, just keep the $2. No, I'm good." But that's the only person I ever gave a ride to. I saw these hippies one time. I was going up the highway, and I knew they just came from a hippie festival because I was at the hippie festival, and I was on my way home, so I almost stopped for those cats because that has to suck. Walking, you come. I don't know how in the hell you come all the way out of state or somewhere and not even have a vehicle and just plan on hitchhiking or getting rides from strangers. Like I don't know, or just walking. I couldn't do something like that. No matter how bad I want to go somewhere and hang out or see a band play. Oh, my phone. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drag you out here, bro, and have you check out this place before I stop coming out here. Once the weed or everything starts growing in, this spot here is gonna be just hidden. I mean, I guarantee a year or two or whatever, somebody will find this place just like it. I mean, there are spots over there. I've camped at maybe 6 or 7 spots in that woods over there, and the very first spot I used was so close to everything, and I never realized it wasn't even that far in the woods. I mean, it took maybe 4 or 5 minutes to walk from the tree line to my spot, and so that really wasn't like hidden. The only reason why you couldn't find it that easy is because the weeds were like 8 feet tall. So it's like not easy to get to. There's tons of briars that get stuck to you and shit. So this spot here, I might have to travel through some bullshit to get here in the summer, but it's gonna be worth it. I was thinking about cutting a trail through these cattails. They're not cattails, they're something else, but I'm pretty sure they're growing there because it's wet. First time I ever got took down in the river over here, I had to walk over this floating vegetation, and I have not found that out here. I'm wondering if that's what that is over there that I think are cattails. That now that's what they are. They're not like the floating vegetation it used to be, and because what I walk across seems like it's semi-solid, I guess, like dead grass, and that's about it. Yeah, it's nice and peaceful out here. I still hear the traffic from Route 800 over there, but it's not that you can't hear it that much. That first place I camped at, man, it sucked every single morning at like 3 or 4. The trash guys would come and dump Save a Lot's dumpster. So you hear the beep, 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 slam every single night. I used to hate hearing that. I'm like, oh man, it's already 3 o'clock in the mornings. That sucks. Usually I come out here, I don't go to bed. I don't even know how I do that shit. But not from lack of sleep, I go home and I feel like I'm stoned out of my mind. Used to be able to do that as a kid. I'd stay up all night playing a game to beat it. But now that I'm an adult, I need my 1 or 2 hours of sleep because that's all I sleep at night. I start. I get medicine that makes me tired, and I take that within a half hour to an hour. I'm groggy and want to lay down, but I don't sleep in a bed. I just sit in my chair and kick it backwards. Is it for my back issues? It seems better than sleeping in a bed because I got a bed, but hell, I tried sleeping in it when I first moved in, and every morning that I got up, my back hurt so bad. I'd have to soak in the tub multiple times through the day, and so now I just kind of sleep in my recliner, just kick it back. But usually around 1:30, I try to fall asleep. But by I'd say 3:30, 4, I'm already starting to get up, and then by 4:30, I'm going to the bathroom, being bothered by my cats, and then I gotta give them their treats because they're spoiled brats. My one old cat, it sucks. He's having some issues, and my friend wants to take him to the vet. She offered to pay for it because he's not her cat, but she took care of him for a few years, and he was. I mean, we were together for 8, so she's been around him, good portion of his life. But his back legs are pigeon toed, his balance is off. Now he's licking and losing hair, and I don't understand that shit. Now all of a sudden he stopped playing with his brother, and the only thing he wants to do is go to the bathroom, eat, and he wants to sit on my lap nonstop. If you pick him up and move him to the side of the chair, he complains about that. Not that he's hurt and complaining, he just doesn't want to move off my lap. But now he just says it seems like he's just stuck to me, and he's always been skittish of loud sounds. Like I'd put in a movie or something like that, and he'd run and hide in the bedroom until the movie was over and it was quiet, and he'd come back out. He just didn't like loud noises like that. Play a game, anything like that. He would just hear my Xbox turn on, and he would run and hide. Get off my coat, motherfucker! Burn my coat, you motherfucking son of a bitch! Almost burn it. Yeah, he's gonna be 17 in July, so I've had him for a while. Well, I noticed he's been getting down and running in the kitchen, but I don't know he's running what he's doing if he's going to the bathroom or he's eating, but he'll just get down and run, and he's doing it like every probably 2 3 hours. He's getting down peeing or pooping or doing something. He's going out there to run real quick too, but I'm just trying to like enjoy what time he has left together. So I've just been showering him with love and extra treats, and I hope he doesn't start suffering because that's when I'll have to consider the inevitable. Well, he's gonna be 17 in July, so I mean he's lived a good life. But yeah, he's my dude, man. If I honestly didn't have him in my life, especially when I first moved into my apartment, I was just because I cut out all the bullshit, quit hanging out with all the people from my past that were just dragging me down, and so I was like alone a lot of the times. And if I wouldn't have had him to keep me company, I probably would have lost my freaking mind staying there all by myself like that. Because I'm telling you, for the first 6 7 years of living in that apartment, I didn't go anywhere and do anything. If I went anywhere, it was maybe to my mom's for a minute or some shit like that, but I didn't go hang out with people, and I didn't have anybody really come over, so it was just like kind of all by myself. I just would watch movies. I did it when I first moved into my apartment. I didn't have nothing. The homeless shelter that I was staying at, they paid part of my. They paid my deposit is what they paid, and I had to come up with first month's rent. But when I left the shelter, they moved me into my place and brought the recliner. They brought a table to put next to the recliner, my bed, and a dresser. I think something else too, but just those basic items. Then I moved in there, I had the clothes on my back and those items and some food and shit and everything. I didn't have no TV. I didn't have nothing. And then a friend of my ex, their neighbor, offered to give me an old tube TV and a stand for it. And I started going to get movies from the library. So that was kind of cool doing that for a while and got a chance to watch a lot of cool shit that I didn't even know was out. And but yeah, it was kind of rough in the beginning. But if I didn't have my little kitty, it would have been a lot rougher. One thing I did do that I think was smart is I got a second cat because the other cat is gonna not bridge the gap, but he's gonna like help me out through that rough time. But he really loves his brother. When my cat's sleeping on my lap, he hops up right next to him, puts his head up against him, and they used to sit there and with their stand on their back legs, just batting at each other. It was hilarious. Chase each other around like madmen. I mean, it was. I used to love watching that shit, watching them play, because my cat always loved cats, other cats, but everywhere I went, they didn't want to play. Any cat that was he was living with didn't want to play. So when I brought Buddy in to the house, he all of a sudden had a friend to play with, and he never had that chance, and they just played all the time. So I want to get another black cat, and I was thinking about naming it Shadow, like the one I got now. I don't know if that'd be weird or not, but I'm not gonna call him, hey, Shadow number two. I just would call him Shadow, but I'm gonna get a tattoo of his name, or if I can find somebody that can do a good portrait, I'd get a portrait of him on my arm or something, somewhere. But I'm gonna definitely get a tattoo. That's my dude, man. I'll see him when he gets, if he goes to heaven. When I know he will. He's been an excellent cat, but when I get there, he'll be waiting for me. I just know it's gonna be a hard time. So I'm sorry about you losing your cat, bro. That kind of fucked me up. And I seen him that one time, and then I come back the next time and seen him. He looked so bad, so skinny. Just thinking about that the one day, I was like, man, I went over there to visit you, and I don't remember seeing the cat, but we didn't talk about it either, so I didn't know if it was like laying down somewhere. And then when I asked about it, you said it had already passed away. I just can't believe you said the laws about burying a cat, and it's like burying a cat and all the laws against that. I just don't. That's bullshit. And how much money it costs to put a cat down, I didn't know that. I've never had to put a cat to sleep, and I plan on getting mine cremated. But if it's that damn much money, I don't know what I'll do. I told my ex, I was like, man, if I got to get him cremated and it costs $500-$600 to cremate him, I don't know if it'd be morbid to cremate him myself or not. Just have a giant fire and keep it going all night and just sit by the fire, and the next day gather up, a bunch of the ashes and put them in a container. 900 for fucking cremation. That's crazy. See, my ex, when her dog died, it got cremated, but her mom and dad paid for it. So I never ever even asked how much it was. But yeah, I can't afford $900. That's way out of my budget. But I don't want to bury him where I'm at, because then if I move, I'll feel bad about that. I've got a cat that died over at my grandma's house, and the neighbor buried it. And like now, my grandma moved from there, so I can't ever go back and see my cat, or my old cat. My old cat Sniffles, an orange cat, like orange cats and black cats. But my other cat, he's a brown tabby. They said he's crossed with bobcat. I don't know about that. He don't have a short tail, that's one thing, but his coat is so thick that he's got knots. And I've never had any cat where their hair did that. So I've been cutting out or combing out all these knots. And at first I was thinking about, man, I might have to shave him get a haircut or something like that. But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I just keep on combing them and combing them, and then hopefully I get those knots out of them. But yeah, his hair is thick as hell. Hair is everywhere in my apartment. It's ridiculous. You know, I have two cats, and I'm allergic to cats, which sucks because messes with my asthma. And if I pet a cat and rub my eyes, oh my god, my eyes will just swell up. I get scratched by a cat that where they scratch me, it puffs up and immediately starts itching. So yeah, I'm allergic to cats big time. But I love them so much, and it's hard not to. As long as my asthma inhalers and shit manage my asthma to the point where I can have my cats, I'll have my cats. See, I don't think I have the same issue really with dogs as much. But I've only had one dog that was my ex girlfriend's, and we had that for a few years. Man, that damn dog kept eating shit like towels, socks, rags, anything that was like that. He would eat it. And the first time when he ate a towel, ate the whole fucking a little towel like I'm trying to think of what time it's not a whole like bathtub towel that you dry off with like a smaller one, but ate the whole freaking thing and it got stuck in his digestive tract. Had surgery and cut it out. And we were keeping everything up, and I don't know, I can't remember where it got it from, but it got another towel and ate the whole damn thing, and it was so old that it wouldn't have been able to manage it or make it through another surgery, so just had to put it down. But it sucked. You can tell when animals there's something wrong with them. They right away their behavior change, and if you care about them, you'll see those changes and know something's up. Just like I said with my older cat right now, it's kind of got me concerned about him. Even like I said, he's old, so he's not gonna live forever. Well, shit, bro. I think I might get off here and work on getting supper together. It's about time for me to make my grub. Yeah, just I guess just hit me up Friday if I don't talk to you in between now and then, and let me know what you think about the grill. You can send me a pic if you want and shit. I just know if you say it's fired, and I know I believe your word because you've been on point with everything else, so we're good, bro. But yeah, we'll have to hit the road now that car. Maybe I'll get me a little metal detector device. I wouldn't mind doing that. It wouldn't be so bad. It nice. Seems like it'd be kind of relaxing. Just chilling, looking for some silver, gold, stuff like that. Yeah, it's like I smoked Gorilla Glue for almost 2 years straight. It's all my mom was. I was going through her because it was. I like Gorilla Glue. I always have. The smell and the taste is phenomenal. But I hit a point where it was like after about a year of smoking that shit every day, I was starting to get burnt out. Like I was getting burnt out after the first month. If I smoked the same weed every day, within a month, I'm like to the point where I need something different. So I like to get either two different kinds or just like I don't know. Usually two different kinds works out better for me than just getting one kind. That headhunter shit's pretty good. I like that. The solo burger was really good too, but it seems like now the flavor profile's changing. I know I've had it for a minute. I had it in the freezer, but I was smoking a bowl today, and to me, it tasted like homegrown, like leafy homegrown kind of shit. And I know that stuff's kind of loose and stuff, but there's crystals all over that shit. Even the shake had crystals all over it. I just never really liked that homegrowny kind of leafy taste kind of shit. But the stuff does get you high. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather them nice dense ass freaking nuggets. Hell yeah, I'm cool with that shit. I mean, likey. But I'm gonna get off here and get me something to eat, bro. Thanks for stopping in and watching the live. Anybody else that decided to watch it? There was like 9 people in here for a second, but I'm not doing flips and stuff to entertain everybody. But I will catch you on the flip side. Have a blessed night, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm gonna make you a moderator.